more news, Eric.
More jungler news.
More jungler news, exactly. Looks like Jankos might be going to G2 after all this time. We were concerned about that G2 roster because when you look at who they had reportedly added earlier on, it was Wunder, Hjarnan, and Wadid, which is underwhelming, but they're still decent players, obviously, but they were missing that star power to kind of go besides Perkz. But now if they get Jankos, all of a sudden that changes.
Yeah, so this has kind of been rumored for a while, but there hasn't been much noise out of either camp, really, as to what G2's going. But according to this report by ESPN, there was a clause in Jankos' contract that basically he can go into free agency, but H2K kind of has first dibs to be like, maybe we'll offer that and you can't go there, which seems kind of insane. So it seems like H2K and G2 are kind of working on a buyout to override that clause that they have. G2 pays a lump sum so that they can get Jankos. It seems kind of fishy. All these contracts, I don't really know what's going on with them because no one really tells us. But if he does end up going there, yeah, I think that puts G2 as still one of the top teams in EU.
Yeah, I mean, essentially this buyout is just a way of making sure that H2K doesn't match the offer.
Right.
Just a hush-hush to H2K. let them go. We'll take it.
Yeah.
But this is what the roster would look like, assuming that everything goes through with Jankos. And again, a couple weeks ago, we weren't sure. But all of a sudden, that looks like a pretty good squad. The Perkz, Jankos, meme sessions are already getting ready to roll with the interview desk. Should be pretty entertaining from that respect. And then talent-wise, it reminds me a little bit of contracts with Jensen from last season. Just having that guy who can always get you going in the mid lane and get you that early lead, at least create pressure on the outside so that you can really hold your own in the mid. Something Perkz already creates on his own right. And this will really free up Jankos. I mean, Perkz going to fill the role of Hubman from H2K, where Jankos can kind of do what he wants while the mid lane holds his own. You don't have to worry about it too much. So the signing obviously is great. Whenever you can pair a star mid laner with a star jungler, you can create so much pressure on the map. And I just think it's a great deal because you look at the bot lane, it's a slight downgrade. Top lane, expect to Wunder. Probably a sidestep. Obviously, expect was decent for what G2 was doing. The communication will definitely improve across the board, but Jankos is definitely an upgrade over Trick, if not just in the consistency aspect of the game.
Yeah, and that's the first roster move that is, I would say, clearly an upgrade for G2, which, I mean, if they downgrade again at the jungle spot, then it's just a very significantly worse roster across the board than last split. But yeah, if they do end up getting Jankos, which it sounds like is inevitable, then yeah, that's definitely still a playoff team and still a team that could be fighting for one of the top spots in EU, if not that top spot. And it's going to come down to Hjarnan and Wadid. When they don't have all the pressure, when they're maybe not the focal point of a team, can they perform at a higher level than on a struggling Roccat team? Struggling. So
yeah, and a lot of people really like the Wadid pickup after taking some time back because he was the main playmaker on that Roccat team. And yeah, Hjarnan and Wadid had a ton of pressure to carry on Roccat. That team was not great on other aspects of it. So they had a lot of work to do, but they'll definitely have some help with Perkz and Jankos.
Yeah, and I think they'll thrive a little better in that secondary role. And G2, EU in general is getting interesting. It's getting interesting. You really have no idea who's going to fill out the top three. There's again, top half and a bottom half right now that's pretty much split down the middle.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more esports content.